days are cooler, nights are warmer, and I put the blame on you. Time moves slow, but my heart beats faster. When these eyes are looking right at you, right at you. You give me something to believe in, just what I needed. You're the closest.
Let's go to Jeff in California. Welcome to the Karen Hunter Show.
What's good, Jeff?
Thank you. What's good? Thank you for having me. I was just of the opinion is America will not mess with anybody that has a big dog. And when I mean a big dog, if you got nuclear capabilities to defend yourself, we will not go in there or bother you, and you can push back. If you got a Malamute and can stand against us for more than 2 or 3 years and bloody up the conflict, we won't go in. So what I'm saying is America is basically a bully nation, and we have to really start to deal with that.
Well,
Yeah, absolutely. And what I've said a number of times, which I was talking to my students about this when we were still in class, is that from if I'm in Africa, let's just say I'm in Central Africa, and I'm looking at the powers of the world, right? I don't look at America as being the great good guy, right? I'm looking at all the dirt that America has done. I don't look at them like, Reagan said that we were the shining city on the hill, right? And I'm like, look, most of the problems that South America has is because of the United States meddling over the course of the last 75 years, right? Like, I can't think, I mean, even humanitarian, there are African countries that spend more of their national gross domestic product on helping other people in the world than America is, right? That we don't, there, you know what's crazy? This is the craziest thing I think I've ever seen. In Germany, they have Feed the Children campaigns for American children, right? So we are not this great, we could be, right? It's possible, right? I feel like we are poised to be the great good guys of the world, but we're not. And you're absolutely right. We are a bully. We are the bullies.
oof. I started the show talking about Urban View Mornings, Dr. Greg Carr and Lamont King speaking with the former mayor of Cologne City, Panama. And, this notion that somehow, if Trump wins in November, we're leaving. And my question is to go where? Canada's not going to be a place that's going to be welcoming. The Caribbean right now, they're being battered by Barrow, but that's not going to get any better because climate change is real. The Caribbean Isles all throughout are going to be perpetually having problems. This is the earliest in history that we've had a Category 4 or 5 hurricane reach those islands, and that's not going to get better. Central South America, we've destroyed that. To your point, people coming here, we're going to go there. And if we're not moving like a unit, because we can't do that here. So if we don't vote in November, that already tells us we don't move as a unit. We don't move with our lives on the line. We're not even going to step up. So what's going to be different going to Africa?
Right.
So I'm like, I guess we're going to have to stay, suffer, fight. I do have a passport, but, I'm not going to wait until the whole thing goes down. But, it's really sad that people haven't even thought through this. Baldwin and Robeson and, and Eartha Kitt. Now, a lot of people could go to France. They welcome Black Americans, but not the Africans still. And we're about to have the Olympics, which is wild to me because I just finished watching this documentary called Sprint. And people from Italy and France and stuff who are playing basketball and running track are Black. They're all Black. Soccer, the World Cup, ain't nothing but Black people on Switzerland, Sweden, Germany, and black. We're everywhere. And I was thinking about this, Joel, because I said, man, imagine being French, and every place you go where people are representing your flag in the Olympics, they stand on the podium and they're Black. Germans, and that's ironic as they are about to have fascism come back, which is wild. The people who are winning in these Olympics are Black. When we talk about the NBA, you got a Tentacoupo from Greece. You got all these French players, Wembanyama and all of these folk, all Black. Tony Parker started the train, but those French people are Black. And so it's kind of wild that so I was asking this question. I was wondering, like, if I lived in this homogenous thing where I was trained to think that whiteness is pure and everything's great, and all I look around and see black exceptionalism, even freaking Japan gave us Naomi Osaka. And I mean, like, what do you do with that? And you got to claim her, right? Because the only victory you're going to have is through the body of a black person. So how do you feel about that? So if you have the opportunity to eradicate the world of this blackness, other than to subjugate them and not let them do anything else but serve you, wouldn't you do that, Joel Christian Gill?
Yeah, it's funny because I think I talked to a French intellectual a couple years ago. Her last name's Diallo. I can't remember her first name. She was great. And what's interesting about what France has in general is that they are what the United States wants to be. They don't necessarily have a racist caste system. They have a nationalist system, right? Like you can be black as long as you forget your Africanness and, don't bring your African food and don't bring it, be French. Like that's the thing we want you to be. And so forget all that other stuff. That's why they accept Americans so much, because a lot of their ideals, black Americans. So like when you go to France, if anybody's ever spending time over there, you go over there, as soon as you sound like you're a black American, you get treated differently than if you were an African. So there's a weird sort of nationalism that Europe has. They still have the caste system, which is based, like the class system, which is low class, which is needed for capitalism. But they have a more nationalist bent. And that's what the United States wants. They want us to get rid of race and pretend to be just American. And like we're bringing everybody. This is what the GOP and the conservative movement is, right? They're all unitary in their ideas. They have one idea. And if you look at the people who they're putting in power and supporting, it's like Trump is first. And then there are this laundry list of things, which is going to your previous point, Karen, about like the fracture of the Democratic Party. But it really is about a nationalism, and it's all based on class, and as long as we still have this class until we can get to a society that doesn't value the have and the have-nots as well, we'll still be here.
866-801-8255. Joel Christian Gill dropping the knowledge.
My days are cooler, nights are warmer, and I put the blame on you. Time moves slow, but my heart beats faster. When these eyes are looking right at you, you give me something to believe in, just what I needed. You're the closest.